Hello, my name is Anya Garcia, and today I will be presenting on self-sustainability, the keys to inflation in Belize. The Dutch lady used to cost $36. Now it costs almost $60. My mom is one of the many Belizeans who have been affected by the increasing prices due to inflation. Through my extensive research on how inflation has been negatively affecting the country of Belize, I've been able to approach the situation in a positive manner. I firmly believe that this situation can be resolved if we as Belizeans have a positive mind, an open mind to combat the situation. Even though the government of Belize may be trying its best to lessen the extent of inflation on the economy, it is merely not enough. Which is why, therefore, we as Belizeans need to take the initiative to counteract this situation by growing our own vegetables, avoiding the overuse of vehicular transportation, and reducing the consumption of certain store-bought products. So first, as is known, the cost of fuel has skyrocketed once more. However, if we were to cut on the overuse of vehicles, we would avoid having to pay these ridiculous prices all the time. As confirmed by Breaking Belize News, the price for regular gasoline went up by 46 cents. That is almost 50 cents more. And these fuel prices, they show no signs of going down. However, there is a tentative solution to this issue that can become reality if we actually act upon it. A good deal of Belizeans don't own a car, and these people therefore are not really feeling the extent of the fuel prices going up. These people either walk or ride their bicycles to, travel about. So if all of us started doing so, we would be able to spend less on fuel, basically. Nevertheless, for lack of better words, we Belizeans, we're a lazy bunch. For example, I have an uncle who has a car, and he uses his car to go buy at the shop at the corner shop, instead of, walking or riding the bike that he never uses. He chooses to be wasteful by using vehicular transportation when there are, other economically beneficial means. So decreasing the use of fuel will aid in providing money for other needs, as inflation is not only affecting the gas prices but also other necessities such as food, which leads me to my other point. By growing our own vegetables, we Belizeans will be able to easily save more money, lessening the toll of inflation. It may seem difficult to carry out, but it is not really. So, as stated by the Statistical Institute of Belize's latest Consumer Price Index report, fresh vegetables were up by 16.5% when compared to February of last year. So taking note of this, if we were to grow our own basic crops such as taro, locally known as cocoa, potatoes, cassava, carrots, and so on, we would not have to pay the certain overpriced produce. And most of these vegetables are ground crops, which are relatively easy to grow. One just has to cut a piece off the vegetable and stir it into the soil and water it. So all that is really needed is determination, something that we Belizeans have been lacking in these times when we need to be striving through. And the other vegetables that we may find harder to grow, we can purchase them at the market, still lessening the total expense on food sources. Lastly, by cutting down on the consumption of some store-bought products, it will encourage us Belizeans to use items more wisely as a means to save more and purchase less. 7 News stated that in accordance with the Statistical Institute of Belize, flour, eggs, vegetable oil, and coconut milk saw some of the steepest prices due to inflation in January. Nonetheless, we can overcome this by reducing the usage of certain products that we use in our everyday lives, such as it could be with something as simple as toothpaste. Instead of wastefully drowning our toothpaste in the product, we can use less of it. We have to start thinking more economically wise because everything revolves around saving now. We should also try to avoid purchasing things that are not really necessary, like miscellaneous things, such as hair clips, scented candles, fancy pens, shower caps, etc. All of these will eventually become junk and thrown out, a waste of money. So a solution to this would be budgeting. Budgeting, by making shopping lists and firmly sticking to them, it would help out a lot. So using items cautiously, as well as fighting the urge of being shopaholics, which we know as Belizeans we are, will allow us to be more financially free in these times of inflation. So bearing all of this in mind, we Belizeans must take it upon ourselves to target and overcome the issue at hand. We can be self-sufficient and less wasteful. We can do so by providing our own vegetable supply to be more self-sustainable. And we can also reduce the use of vehicles as much as a means to save on money and gas. And finally, we can purchase less and save more. So instead of conforming to all these steep prices, we can easily have the capacity to help ourselves. All we need is the patience, dedication, and a positive mindset to prevail in this difficult era. So with that, I leave you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to ask and I will gladly answer them. Thank you for your time.